They say love is unpredictable, but nobody expected this fish market romance. In the heart of a bustling coastal town, where the air is thick with the scent of salt and the shouts of vendors echo through narrow lanes, our story begins. Every morning, before the sun even peeks over the horizon, the market comes alive with the clatter of crates, the splash of water, and the laughter of people who have known each other for generations. It's a place where stories are traded as often as the catch of the day, and where the unexpected is always just around the corner. Meet our fishwife. Her name is Mira. For years, Mira's life has been defined by early mornings, the bracing sea breeze, and hands that always seem to carry the scent of mackerel, no matter how hard she scrubbed. She's a fixture at the market, known for her quick wit, her sharp eye for the freshest catch, and her ability to turn even the most stubborn customer into a loyal regular. Her days are long, her work is hard, but there's a certain pride in being part of a tradition that stretches back through her family for generations. She knows every tide, every weather pattern, and every secret shortcut through the maze of stalls. The loudest music she heard? Seagulls fighting over breakfast. Their raucous cries are the soundtrack to her mornings, a wild symphony that rises with the sun. Mira has learned to tune out the chaos, to find rhythm in the routine, the slap of fish on the counter, the clink of coins, the hum of conversation. To her, this is music, even if it's not the kind you'd find on any radio station. Life in the market is a dance of its own. Mira moves with practiced grace, weaving between stalls, greeting old friends, and keeping a watchful eye on her wares. She's seen the market change with the seasons, tourists in the summer, storms in the winter, and always the steady pulse of daily life. But beneath her confident exterior, Mira sometimes wonders if there's more to the world than fish scales and market stalls. But she dreamed of more than just fish scales and market stalls. Sometimes, as she gazed out at the endless blue horizon, she imagined a life filled with adventure, with music, with stories that didn't end at the water's edge. She longed for something different, something that would sweep her off her feet and carry her far from the familiar rhythms of the market. Then one day, a mysterious musician strolled into town, guitar case in hand, and dreams even bigger than her own. He was a stranger to everyone, with a quiet confidence and a spark in his eye that hinted at stories untold. The townsfolk whispered about him. Where had he come from? What brought him to their little corner of the world? All Mira knew was that he didn't look like anyone she'd ever met before. He played music that made people stop, listen, and even forget about buying sardines for a minute. His melodies floated above the noise of the market, weaving a spell that drew people in. Children danced, old men tapped their feet, and for a few precious moments the market was transformed into a stage. Mira watched from her stall, captivated by the way his fingers moved across the strings, by the way his music seemed to tell stories without words. The musician, whose name was Luca, had traveled from city to city, never staying in one place for long. He was searching for inspiration, for a place that felt like home. The market, with its vibrant energy and colorful characters, was unlike anywhere he'd ever played before. And Mira, with her infectious laugh and unbreakable spirit, was unlike anyone he'd ever met. Their worlds couldn't be more different. Mira's life was rooted in tradition, in the steady rhythm of tides and trade. Luca's was a whirlwind of late-night gigs, open roads, and fleeting connections. She knew the price of every fish. He knew the chords to every song. Yet somehow their differences only made their connection stronger. She was a master of haggling over haddock. He was used to applause, not anchovies. Mira could charm a customer into buying twice as much as they planned, while Luca could charm a crowd into singing along to a song they'd never heard before. They each had their own kind of magic, and together they discovered new ways to blend their talents. But when their eyes met across the fish counter, it was like a love song started playing, right next to the halibut. There was a spark, a moment of recognition, as if they'd known each other in another life. The market faded into the background, and for a heartbeat, it was just the two of them, caught in a melody only they could hear. He was captivated by her energy. She was charmed by his tunes. They began to spend more time together, sharing stories, teaching each other about their worlds. Mira showed Luca how to pick the freshest fish, how to read the weather by the color of the sky. Luca taught Mira to play a few chords, to let go and dance, to find joy in the unexpected. Their romance blossomed in the unlikeliest of places, between crates of cod and baskets of clams, under the watchful eyes of curious neighbors and jealous seagulls. They found beauty in the ordinary, turning everyday moments into memories that would last a lifetime. The market became their stage, and their love story became the talk of the town. Soon, she was swapping her fish baskets for backstage passes, learning to dance to a much fancier beat. Mira found herself in a world she'd only dreamed of: concert halls, late-night rehearsals, and the thrill of live music. She was nervous at first, but Luca was always there to encourage her, to remind her that she belonged, no matter where she was. The transition wasn't always easy. Mira missed the comfort of the market, the familiar faces, the sense of community. But she also discovered new strengths within herself, a courage she never knew she had, a willingness to embrace change and chase after her dreams. With Luca by her side, she learned that love could be both an anchor and a set of wings. Yes, she still missed the market sometimes. After all, you can't get fresh fish at most concerts. There were days when she longed for the simple pleasures of her old life, the taste of the sea, the camaraderie of her fellow vendors, the satisfaction of a job well done. But she also knew that she was exactly where she was meant to be, living a story she never could have imagined. But her story proves it. Love can turn your world upside down, or at least upside down from the market to the music hall. Mira's journey is a reminder that sometimes the greatest adventures begin when you step outside your comfort zone and follow your heart, even if it leads you somewhere you never expected. If you enjoyed this tale of unexpected romance, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories that'll steal your heart. And remember, whether you're selling fish or singing on stage, love has a way of finding you when you least expect it. Who knows? Your own adventure might be just around the corner.